So, detective, what exactly did you do to earn this island paradise?
Recommended for it, same as you.
No, why though? I mean, did you catch some killer in Philly or something? What's the deal?
You don't want to know my war stories.
Well, actually, I do. I mean, right now, what do we know about you for real?
We know he's got resentments toward his parents, as per the overload on tattoos he's got there.
We know he's just out of a bad relationship. He's barely looked twice at me and Sarah.
Maybe you're not my type, Nicole.
We're alone on an island. Trust me, I'm your type.
You also know he watches his words. So that crossword's either a sign of honing a talent or correcting a deficiency.
What you say about me doesn't tell you about me, it tells me about you. Now, I could say your little gambling means you have an addictive personality. I could say I know you're sleeping with one of the guys in this room. I could say you take charge of your team because you never had a leader in your own life. And you, when push comes to shove, you crack under pressure. Your partners can't depend on you. You don't belong here. But that's all surface. Psych 101 bullshit. That's not who you are.
All for killing him in his sleep.
Randy Harlan.
As you can
when
tell,
are you gonna make a good movie?
As you can tell, we're like the only three black people that love Rennie Harlan, apparently. Because
I don't like Rennie Harlan. Look, nigga, Rennie Harlan only did 2 good movies in my book. And one was Deep Blue Sea. The other one, I gotta be honest with you, if you don't like Long Kiss Goodnight, something is.
That means that means you don't like Jeannie Davis.
You a hater.
That's what that is. That means you don't like Jeannie Davis.
To me, it means you a hater. And you don't like formulaic stories like that, but still.
I don't know. I would say out of all of Rennie Harlan's movies, I did like Die Hard 2. I did like Cliffhanger. I did like Long Kiss Goodnight. I enjoyed Deep Blue Sea, despite how stupid it is. 12 Rounds with John Cena. Stupid movie. I'm fine with it. And
I didn't like 12 Rounds. I didn't.
I think it's because Cena's in it, so it's like I give it that curve. Kind of like, Cena, fine.
I'm mad that's your curve. It's John Cena. Hey, you offered me John Cena.
Skiptrace was actually very vintage Jackie Chan, and he's teamed up with Johnny Knoxville, and Johnny Knoxville is actually not acting stupid for once.
It wasn't at the weird I'm trying to act. Was it at the weird I'm trying to act Johnny Knoxville that only lasted for like a year and a half?
No, this is 2016 Johnny Knoxville, so he's past his jackass phase, and he's actually trying to play comedic. And it works a little bit for the most part in the movie, you know, and stuff. So it's like he's trying to avoid being like, "Hey guys, I fell down this hill because jackass." No, he's actually saying some funny stuff. And it's like, all right, Johnny, you're
look, easy on that, because I know how you grade Johnny Knoxville in his
no. Jackie Chan,
which is a low bar.
Don't get me wrong. No, you watch Skiptrace, Jackie Chan carries that movie. Let's not get that shit fucking twisted.
It's a Jackie Chan movie. He better.
Yeah, he carries the shit. He carries the movie and stuff, so it works. I would say, to be honest with you, if you ask me to do another Rush Hour, I take him and fucking Johnny Knoxville over him and fucking Chris Tucker. Personally, that's just me.
Okay, right now I'm giving you that Cardi B look where like, really, my nigga.
That's only because of how my disdain is for Rush Hour 3. So there you go.
Speaking of which, we had somebody recently on our Twitter basically say, "Hey, we you guys are gonna do the Rush Hour series, nigga. You better sit down and wait because I gotta be honest with you. Get in line. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Come on, D. Don't you? Look, here's the thing. If you want something to schedule with Three Black Geeks, don't go to @3blackgeeks on Twitter. Go to
Just
D
hit our
the Black.
Gmail. That
Look,
shit.
go to D. Like, go to our Gmail, go to D the Black, at me at D the Black Geek on Twitter, because I'm gonna tell you off the break if we're gonna do it or not.
My answer
now,
is stock as
hour,
shit.
nigga,
My answer was stock as shit. Like, it's coming down the road? Question mark.
No. Chris's stock answer is that, but it's really, oh man.
See, I'm nice about it. At least I'm nice. I'm like, it's coming. It's coming, guys. It's coming.
Man. We're gonna try, man.
If I try to cover to me, first of all, you got to blow the dust off of my door because I ain't there. Second, if you do manage to find me, what's that? Nah, I can't hear you. I'm DJing right now.
Yeah. I've tagged Sue.
What? Go to D.
I tagged Sue with some tweets, and then like a week later, I get a response. I'm like, damn, dude, you're fucking a week late, but all right, cool.
The best one I ever got from DJ Sue was I said something to him, and I lie to you not. 2 weeks later, ha.
Yeah, this was definitely during my I really don't mess with Twitter days, but I'm working on it. Okay, I'm trying to get I'm getting back.
So circle all this back to Rennie Harlan. Mindhunters. This is a movie that me and Sue saw because one, it kind of reminded me when Sue showed me Taken when it was released over in like London and Europe and shit before it came to America. Mindhunters I saw at a bootleg when I was joining the military at MEPS in Baltimore. No bullshit.
Same as I. We both did. I think it was at the same MEPS building.
Probably same MEPS building and everything. And I was sitting there like, I never heard of this movie. It was like L. Cool J, Val Kilmer, Johnny Lee Miller. I was like, when the fuck did this come out? And then somebody was like, oh no, this is a bootleg. I was like, oh okay, this must be one. And I thought it was one of those like direct to VHS to DVD movies and stuff. That's why I assumed at the time. So then I joined the Air Force, and I was doing research on Mindhunters because I was kind of like, hey, I want to watch that movie again. And I was looking it up, and I was actually know what it was. I was looking at Walmart because I was like trying to buy the DVD, and looked it up, and I was like, Mindhunters not on DVD? What the hell's going on? I just saw it in MEPS like 6 months ago. What the hell's going on? Looked it up further. Oh, it doesn't come out till 2005.
Man, this was one of these weird movies that had a weird life. It was just odd of how the releases. This is one. Actually, I will say that this is one of the movies that had a weird bootleg release where everybody's seen it way before it came out on DVD or anything like that. And by the time it came out in movie theaters, it was already too late. This same shit happened to Soul Plane. Soul Plane had the same fate happen.
The barbershop dude had it before the fucking theater.
Boy. How did they have Soul Plane was out probably like 10 months before it even came out, man.
Now, look, I can explain that. Like now, like this whole thing with Mindhunters it goes like this. Mindhunters is the same. Like Mindhunters being in not development hell, but release schedule hell.
They sat on it for 3 fucking years. 2002, it was done.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, 2002 was when they finished filming it, and the movie was supposed to come out in 2003.
You know what? I'm going to make this really easy. Blame it on Harvey Weinstein. Everybody else is blaming everything else. Blame it on him.
Yeah. Who? Which one? So, Bob or Harvey?
Bob. He's Bob. Blame it on Bob.
It's like Bob is the innocent. You know what's funny about the Weinstein thing real quick? It's funny how like Harvey's catching all the hell and Bob's just sitting back like conceited like, okay, I mean, shit, I fucking knew that shit.
I know that shit, man. That's my brother, man. He about the fingers in the butt, man. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I'm just here for the ride, man. I'm just here for the ride.
Man, I'm a married man, man. I got like 8 kids and shit, nigga. I ain't trying to be all of that.
That's the reason why I kept them away from their uncle.
That's why I kept them away from their uncle, man. I don't even play with that shit. A year and a half later, Harvey done snitched on him.
Like, son of a bitch. But yeah, I mean,
you was in the room with me. Look, you was in the room with me with Gwyneth Paltrow, nigga. Now was it? And it wasn't Gwyneth Paltrow. It was Annette Bedding. Whoa.
So originally set for like a United States theatrical release in 2003, and then early 2004, the movie was pushed back to June 4th of 2004. And secondary to numerous positive test screenings, it was pushed back once again to facilitate improved marketing for the film. But then 2 massive waves of layoffs occurred at Miramax and Dimension during that time. and the infamous Disney Miramax split reached its height. So the film remained in the Dimension Films vaults unreleased during that time. When Disney and Miramax finally divorced from each other, numerous films under Dimension Films were finally released. This film being one of them, and it came out finally on May 13th of 2005.
You know your movie is not faring so well in the box office when that fucking Matthew McConaughey movie that you can kind of sort of say almost ended his career, Sahara, beats you out.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what, dude? That's sad. You see, I knew there was fallout when it came to the whole Miramax Disney deal. It was some type of, I knew movies fell. I knew a couple of things held up in it. It's kind of weird. I was thinking the same thing happened to Paid in Full, but nah, Paid in Full just had lazy distributors. Yeah. That's all that was. Yeah. That was different. But yeah, this is that weird time of the 2000s where there was a lot of shifting going around, and there was just a lot of the studios just didn't put their shit out like that. I remain what I said though. I blame Bob for all this shit. Bob knew this shit was coming. He didn't do nothing about it, man.
Hey man, but I would say this: the movie itself is, at least to me, it's interesting in a way because it's a psychological thriller, so to speak.
Man, dude, this shit was interesting when I was 20.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's like the idea is that, okay, so from what I have seen from different movies and also watching TLC and stuff when they talk about like the FBI and all that stuff, the FBI do undergo these kind of trainings to kind of train FBI profilers. These are a real thing that happens. This is not like bullshit. This is a thing. So the premise of the movie is you're getting all these FBI students on this island to play out a scenario, and they have to kind of like investigate it and see who can kind of basically solve the shit first, essentially.
I ain't saying it's the concept's bad. It's just that it's executed like shit.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's not so much. No, it's not so much that who can solve it first. It's all about how they're able to solve it.
Yeah, yeah.
Which if they're able to figure it out, they can finally make the rank of profiler. Because that's what this whole training evaluation is centered around. Is around all these guys trying to make profiler.
Just got to be honest with you. Gotta be honest with you. You can probably do all this in like a test, not like a physical test, like a written test, a obstacle course. I mean, I get it, but it seems like this is a little bit extreme because it just really feels like it's extreme to me, man. Like you could find an easier way of doing that, but then again, there would be no plot of this fucking movie if we did it the easy way.
I mean, extreme was L. Cool J losing 40 pounds because he actually thought this was going to go somewhere. I mean.
Yeah, he did.
Nah. LL lost all that weight because I wasn't healthy enough.
Hold up. Time out. Did he do Deliver Us from Evil before this movie?
He did.
I did a lot of movies.
Wait. Hold on.
No, granted, no. This is 2002.
No, wait.
So yeah, it wouldn't fucking matter. I was thinking about that. I was like, hold up. No, because that wouldn't matter.
I was just about to say that, CJ, that you do know that he filmed this back in 2002. So.
You know what, though? I had to really think about that, though. It would make sense for him to lose that weight because he was in that piece of shit movie Rollerball, and he did look like he was hitting the fucking McDonald's for a minute, too. So, yeah. Makes sense.
Man, blame Ari Spears for this, but every time I see LL during this period, I think of horse steroids. Blame Ari Spears for that.
LL had a weird time because when he got to that point where LL clearly has something for the fucking thick women and stuff, he gained weight. And you look at him in NCIS, I'm like, hey, LL, you still kept that weight on.
No.
All right, cool.
To me, LL got old on us quicker than we realized. He really did.
That's a good point.
On some real shit, he just turned 50. He just turned 50 years old.
Really?
Y'all. So, yeah, he's 50. Yeah, I think what happened was when LL hit 40. Well, this was right. Yeah, when he hit 40, he kind of panicked. He really did. Yeah, so it was like but this was before he turned 40. So he was like, I'm getting older, so I gotta watch my body, gotta make sure I'm still in shape. All these young rappers showing up like LL, nobody's buying your new record. Shut the fuck up.
40 LL was like, yo, fuck Jay-Z, because how come I'm not running Rockefeller in Def Jam? Yeah, so yeah, you're right.
I'm like, hold on, CJ. To answer that question, you were offered that chance and you said no.
I know, but old people like to sit there and do revisionist history and shit. Like, they never got it.
Yeah, I know. Also, I like how you always did say, man, these young cats like Jay-Z. Ain't you and Jay-Z the same fucking age?
Close to age, maybe 1 or 2 years off, but y'all about close to the same age. I'm just
I don't know.
saying.
Both y'all niggas. To me, both y'all niggas been 50 for the last 8 years. So
you talk about Jay-Z? Jay-Z got the fucking Morgan Freeman shit where it's like, man, nigga, you've been old since you started out.
Man, so, you know something. You was 40 when Hawaiian Soapy came out. Soapy came out. So I don't know.
So the idea of Mindhunters, I like the premise of it. Now, were you like me? You see this cast, right? Were you like me where you saw Christian Slater was like, you're the bad guy?
No.
Okay. It must have been just me. It must have been just me then.
No, it wasn't.
I didn't feel, honestly, I didn't feel that that Christian Slater was going to be the bad guy in this because if he was, be honest and tell me you agree, if he was the bad guy, it'd have been so obvious. True. We'd have seen this coming.
Because the trailers don't tell you shit, which is pretty cool. They don't tell you nothing. They don't tell you.
They don't.
Which is good.
I'd rather they don't.
Which is fine. They don't tell you the twist and who's the bad and good. The trailer is just basically like somebody's picking off FBI agents, and it's like, okay, all right.
Now, of course, based on that trailer, you would look at it and think, okay, if you don't have like a clear visual of who the bad guy is, but you see the cast of characters, you automatically assume one of them already is the villain.
I remember what shocked me was seeing Val Kilmer in it because I think right around that time we never really saw him in much of anything prior to that. At least for me, I don't remember other than Batman and Robin at the time. I was like,
you know what's funny about Val Kilmer? Val Kilmer, he's only in this movie for like a collective of what, 5 minutes of screen time,
basically. Because that last movie I saw him in was Prince of Egypt. When he was playing Moses, that was the last thing I remember him.
Yeah, that was the last thing he was in there, and this time was Prince of Egypt. To me, it's kind of funny. You said Christian Slater was the bad guy. For me, when I saw and Val Kilmer, I was like, he did it. He did it.
See, you know what? Those are the two people that everybody assumed was going to be the bad guy was either Christian Slater or Val Kilmer. And even then, I'm like, no, I don't see either one of them being the bad guy. I just don't see it.
Now, here's a sick part. When I re-looked at this cast, and I totally forgot who killed who in this movie. When I re-looked at the cast, I got to be real with you. I was like, starring Karen Morris. Like, I forgot she was in this movie. LL Cool J, Johnny Lee Miller. Johnny did it. Johnny did it.
Johnny Lee Miller. You know what's cool about Johnny Lee Miller? He's had a quiet Hollywood success. Because it's like he's just that.
I wouldn't even say Hollywood for him. I wouldn't even say Hollywood for him, man. I think he just had a quiet, but I know what you mean there.
Hollywood career. Let me rephrase that. Quiet Hollywood career. Because I'll be honest with you, I think after that whole thing with him and Angeline and they broke up and stuff, he could have just disappeared. Like, dead serious. He could have just fucking disappeared and we would never seen him again, but he kept fucking doing movies.
Dude, it's like between him and Jonathan Rhys Meyers, they're always the British bad guy. So I always like, it's like, I know it's them. Like, to give Johnny Lee Miller this much, he survived. Yeah. He survived because I think Sherlock is still on the air.
Yeah, Elementary.
In America, I'm Sherlock. Yeah, Elementary. I think it's still on the air and all that. Yeah. Which, by the way, I mentioned that to Eris and I said Lucy Liu. He was like, huh. Well, that's neat. She still has a job.
Oh, yeah, and she's directing the first couple episodes of Luke Cage, so there you go.
It always got to go back to Marvel with you, doesn't it, nigga?
You said Lucy Liu, and that was like the first thing that popped in. I was like, oh, yeah, she's directed a couple
episodes. We can't have one intelligent black conversation without your ass bringing up somebody from
I am just saying.
Like, did you notice how Val Kilmer looked in this movie? And what was the other movie you said he was in, CJ, like previously?
Prince of Egypt, that was a voiceover. But I know he was
he was a voice.
Oh, the other movie where he was on fucking Mars and they had to fight the damn robot and shit. It was her and the chick Trinity from The Matrix and shit. They were stuck on Mars.
Oh, Carrie Ann Moss. Okay. So,
Red Planet.
What was the name of that movie, though?
I think it was Red Planet or something like that.
Red Planet?
Something like that.
You want to know?
Son,
now, hold on.
Red Planet. Son, it was Red Planet. It was him. It was him and Tom Sizemore.
Carrie Ann Moss. Yeah.
Now, CJ, you want to know something funny about Val Kilmer? Why we only see him for about 5 minutes in this movie? Is because he was already preparing for his next role to play John Holmes in the movie Wonderland.
You know, and here's the weird thing about Val Kilmer during that time. Val Kilmer, he had every reason to be a Hollywood superstar. But if you look at all of his movies during that time, they were all bombs.
Till Kiss Kiss Bang
All
Bang, and then he went back to direct a DVD, and then bam, he popped up in The Snowman, and I'm like, damn, that sucks because you got throat cancer, and yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know he had throat cancer. That threw everybody
Oh,
off.
he voiced Kid in that Knight Rider series that nobody cared about too, which that sucks for him.
See?
Then he popped up in Gruber, and he was funny in that movie, so that works.
Oh, dude, he was in Love Guru, and Love Guru bombed like a motherfucker. Love Guru is even called one of the worst comedies ever made, man. That's amazing. It's just weird that
it not only did it hurt him, but it also hurt Mike Myers as well.
Yes, it did, man. The only
did
person,
it hurt Mike Myers because them Shrek checks though?
Yes, it.
Yeah, it did.
Dude,
I mean, outside of Shrek checks, we ain't seen him do anything since.
Oh, and Glorious
here's the thing
Bastards,
about-
but I don't count that. Yeah.
No, yeah, we don't count that. See, when it comes to Love Guru, the only two people that technically survived it was Justin Timberlake and Stephen Colbert. They were technically the only people that survived that movie. There's one person that all of you heard before, and that's Clifton Collins Jr. He was the voice of Caesar in San Andreas. He's in this movie.
He's always he's another one that had a very steady career of always playing that dude.
And he's in Westworld right now too. Yeah. And it's funny. Everybody in this movie, even Karen Morris, she had a steady career. Actually, I would dare say this movie actually made her career stable. Even though it was a bomb, it was stable because right after this, she did Cold Case. And Cold Case stayed on TV for about 6 or 7 seasons.
Right there,
Nigga, and look, in real talk, I watched almost every episode of that. I hate CBS television, but I liked Cold Case. I really did. Hey, man. Everybody else in this movie is still freaking working. And that's really actually the cool thing about it.
Yeah, I mean, and even on top of that, was it Patricia Velasquez? She's another one that basically had a steady career too.
Like Patricia Velasquez. She has I actually found out something interesting about her. You know, despite her career, you know, she started out as a model, and I think what was it? She was in The Mummy, and she was in The Mummy Returns, and she did
gotta be real with you. I watched The L Word. That was what I remember when I was like, oh shit, she's in this movie, and I was like, oh yeah, I was like, yeah, The L Word. So she was in The L Word. She was also in Arrested Development. She was in CSI Miami, and she was in Rescue Me. So yeah, as well as and Ugly Betty. Yes, now she was, and you know what? She was on The Apprentice until she was fired in week 6. You're fired.
I got to be honest with you, Patricia. You're hot. You're real hot, but you won't touch me. You're fired.
You won't let me grab you by the pussy.
But Trump, there's a very clear reason why that would never happen. She's actually a lesbian.
Really? A lesbian? Let me tell you something. All you need is some cough syrup. It will clear it right up.
But the sad part, I'm pretty sure that was an actual conversation.
True story.
I'm real. You know what? No, hold on. We'll get back to the movie in just a second. See how we can circle all this around with Trump? We could just throw anything at him and he has an answer for everything. I'm really waiting because I saw this on Facebook. I'm really waiting for somebody to come at him at a press conference or something and say, "Hey Trump, what is your what's your policy on on the nation of Wakanda?"
I am ready.
No. I want somebody to ask that question, and when that happens, I want everybody to pull back and wait for the response.
Somebody already offered a $300 bounty on that shit too, so just putting that out there.
I really want to hear it.
Somebody offered a $300 bounty. I loved Val Kilmer's mullet of justice.
Like I said, the man was going to play John Holmes.
Oh, I know, but it worked because clearly, as you said, he's only in this movie for the first 5 minutes to introduce the cast as they're drinking beers at this bar. He's telling them, hey, you're going to be here. You know, you're going to be doing X, Y, and Z for this little training thing and stuff. As he's doing this, LL's character ends up becoming the last introduction of the group, and everybody's already side-eyeing him, to which I'm like, so why y'all side-eyeing the brother? What's going on?
I like, you know what? You want to know why they were side-eyeing him, CJ? They were side-eyeing him because they know that he has that contract clause that says, I can't die in this movie.
Dude, you just beat me to it, man. They were side-eyeing him mainly because he's the outsider. We know that he's going to be like the plant or some bullshit like that. They already knew that.
Because he's black, all right? That's what it is.
Like, you know what?
I really, real talk, man. Because I'm an asshole. Because I'm an asshole. I wanted one character to be that racist asshole, just to be like, why this motherfucker here? Why is he here?
No, look,
and my money was on Christian Slater. Like, you don't look like normal. You don't look like the normal person that follows us around. What you mean by normal? White. I was ready for a line like that. I was so ready for a line like that.
Where, like you said, where everybody was side-eyeing him, and somebody, I'm pretty sure somebody had that look like I'm sure this was all his idea, like this was all your plan to come along with this, act like you're gonna be part of the training exercise. I'm only here to observe. That's what I'm here for. I'm not participating with y'all. I'm supposed to just hang back. Look, I'm supposed to be the smooth, quiet brother, just hangs back in the corner and chill. I got nothing to do with this. Just watch it, y'all. I'm just watching y'all just so I can report this later.
You know the telltale sign of him being an observer? He's playing crosswords. Telltale sign.
Also, I'm playing it all nonchalant. I'm not really looking at you, but I'm studying you.
But I can smell them steaks. Yeah, because during this whole scene, they're basically asking him 20 questions and stuff like that, and they're cooking. They're supposed to be having this time, and Johnny Lee Miller, and the other dude, they're timing themselves to figure out a Rubik's Cube, to which I'm like, you guys are white as fuck, because I wouldn't be doing that shit, but okay, cool.
No, I like how that's always the go-to in movies where we're like, we got to show this person's intelligent. Give them a fucking Rubik's Cube, because if you can solve a Rubik's Cube like nothing, that means you're a genius. I've seen retarded ass niggas that fail tests. I have seen niggas that will sit and fail tests. Fix
open book, like open book tests.
Open book tests, man. I have seen somebody look, dude, and look. I can admit my stupidness. I can sit back and quote almost every line from Metal Gear Solid 1. Hey D, do algebra.
That's the sad part about it. Sad part of it is I'm in the same boat with UD. It's like, I know the history of Metal Gear. Do you know the history of the United States? I mean, I can't think of anything past slavery, but I can tell you about Metal Gear, though, right? Right?
Boy, Chris, I love you on that, because that does sound like something you say. Look, I can just tell you what happened when the slave showed up. Before then, I don't really give a shit.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. I might say Kunta Kinte and shit.
Look, Chris, look at that one Native American that's in the room. My bad, nigga. But for real, that's all I know.
I could give you the plot synopsis of Roots, all 12 parts. That's about it.
No, wait. Here's me. Man, I can tell you all the way until Ben Vereen show up. After that, I don't know what's going on in Roots after that. I didn't go that far.
So you didn't watch Roots: The Next Generation? Not really, because by then
you know what I did? You know what? I did. I don't remember shit about it, though.
Exactly. Nobody remembers it. Anybody that tells you they watch Roots: Next Generation, I'm just side-eyeing them like, bullshit. Name me something from Roots: Next Generation.
Wasn't Morgan Freeman a part of that or something like that, man?
Nah, it was.
I don't know. I don't know. Don't get me on that. Don't get me on that, man. Like, I can tell you that whole scene what happened to Fittler. You know that's not historically accurate.
The point is, you didn't cut Slade's feet off, so there you go. I win.
The thing about it is, the thing about it was, Kunta and Kizzy loved each other. I can tell you this.
So now on to the DARPA chief here. The DARPA chief, he was really betraying everybody.
DARPA chief.
Oh, actually, you know what? Real talk. Actually, in a way, this whole month, like I said, was snow and all that, right? Actually, more so, you can really think about it. All of these are almost, I guess, you can probably say like a Shadow Moses type thing going on. Even Cool Runnings, yes.
Yeah, this movie, you know what? This movie did have a Shadow Moses there, because this movie was filmed in the Netherlands. And if you've seen pictures of the Netherlands, I had like one coworker that actually went to the Netherlands and stuff. This movie is pretty accurate. Spot on.
Dude, again. to wrap it up to Trump again. Trump said Norway, and the first thing that comes up to everybody's mind is white people. Man, you don't think about black people when you say when you say the Netherlands. The only thing I think of is like, wow, that's a lot of skin and white people. That's the first thing that hops in my mind.
Now, this is supposed to, in movie canon, this is supposed to take place on an island off the coast of North Carolina.
Now, hold on. This is supposed to be a training facility that was it the Navy uses?
The
like
Navy uses to train. Was it hostage negotiations and stuff?
Like, yeah, they use it for training exercises. But once a year, they decide to be nice and give it to Val Kilmer for FBI training.
Yeah, so this is like the outer banks of fucking Finland, nigga. This ain't North Carolina.
So,
but I will give it this: when they flew in there, you can see them actually breaking through the fog and seeing the island and all that, man. I kind of give it that.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, when they were grilling LL, like Gabe is LL's character and stuff, he basically was like, I mean, I'm here to observe, but I'm actually a skill profiler myself, just FYI. And I'm like, yeah, thanks for the humble brag there, LL. That's awesome.
But in a way, come on. I mean, the guy did have to defend himself because everybody was already grilling him, and he's looking at him like, you're getting grilled by a bunch of people that aren't even profilers when LL is already a profiler.
Yeah. So LL's actually sitting there, stares and the whole time when they're trying to actually sit down there and try to grill him. And I like how LL shoots back at them and reads them up and down. He goes over to Christian Slater. Well, you a leader. You always go in first. You over there. You think you the smartest and all this. Like, you think you the smartest. You sleeping with somebody around here. I'm like, yo, really?
I did know. You know what? I did like how everybody tried to figure him out, and it was God. What was her name? It was actually no, not Sarah. The other girl.
Oh, Velasquez's character, or Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole. Yeah. When Nicole said, I could tell you that I can already tell that he's not into women. Like, we've been here this whole time, and he hasn't made a look. The fact that she said he hasn't made a move against me or Sarah the whole time that we're here. I like how LL flipped it on her and said, maybe it could be that you're just not my type. We're alone on an island. Trust me, I'm your type.
Stares back and
you got that wrong. Stares back in the definition.
Yeah.
stares back and mama said knock you out.
To which I'm just sitting back like, first off, the goal of this woman, now don't get me wrong, I have been around women that do that shit where it's like, so let me get this right. You get mad at dudes that hit on you, but because this certain specific dude isn't hitting on you, somehow he's gay. Get that fucking bullshit out of my face. I'm sorry, that's annoying as hell.
You know what we call them? Well, at least in this case, we call them poorly written.
Really, though, does that mean women are poorly written in real life if they do that?
Actually, I got to be honest with you. Yeah, I call you basic as fuck. So, yeah, you're poorly written. Right, sorry that you had a childhood that caused you to think that every nigga is supposed to look at me. If he don't look at me, he's gay. I'm sorry. You are basic as all fuck. Sorry, the baby girl. I didn't do that to you.
And I'll be honest with you, I think her mentality was very military-like because former military, there are some women that feel because they're the scarcity of hot chicks and stuff, they're a hot commodity and shit. I think that was her mentality, too. That's just me.
It's also the fact that there's nothing but guys, and they're the only two women there. Women.
Well, three if you can't. Well, I thought it was three.
It was two. Okay, it was just her. Just her and Sarah.
You know what it was? I was counting the best friend she was talking to at the bar. I don't know why I was fucking thinking she was at the damn place. Never mind. Yeah.
Oh, that bar scene! I love that. Like, if we could circle back to the bar scene real quick, I love that bar scene because not only were they already trying to, do their whole profile job of of reading people. I love that. Was it between Lucas and who was it? It was like between Lucas and the other guy. They made a bet about whether or not I can get the phone number or not.
You got it wrong. The British one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the British one. Now, he goes over, talks to her, and he gets the number. I like how everybody's like, oh, damn, like, tonight's definitely not your night to be a betting man. Joke's on him. I actually know her. I told her to play along.
Hey, Chris, that's what we call character development.
Hooray.
You know what? The one thing that gets me about that scene though is that Johnny Lee Miller, he shows up and he starts talking, and it's just with this country accent. And
that country twang.
Yeah.
everybody,
North Carolina,
everybody,
you see.
look, everybody, when you look at this movie, I mean it. At least 4. No, I'm sorry, I'm undercutting it. At least 10 times in this movie, Johnny Lee starts talking louder, and his British starts slipping out. It is funny as hell. His British starts coming out, and it's like, I hate it when British actors do that shit where they go for the obvious "I'm country" type of accent. I never understand why they do that shit, man.
The only person who pulled that off, like the only British actor I know that pulled that off, and you would have never suspected if you knew nothing about him. Yes, I'm gonna go back to my favorite show, your boy Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah.
That "I'm from Georgia" accent, even though the guy's clearly British.
Carl.
Stop, CJ. Stop.
I'm sorry. It just has to happen here.
I don't want to do look. I don't want to do no Carl. I don't want to do choral memes. I don't want to do none of that right now. Okay,
I love
choral. I love choral because that's just, you can really spell that out. Corral. I mean Coraal. Yes, 2 A's.
So after they're grilling, Gabe and stuff, we cut to. We end up.
Oh yeah, can we really mention that Gabe? That is the first time I ever seen a black man really. This can't be the first time we tripped over a movie where a black man was named Gabe, not Gabriel. Gabe. It's just weird to me. I don't know.
So Sarah and Lucas, they're outside talking, and this is kind of the movie hinting that Sarah and Lucas, they're gonna pair up and they're gonna be the couple of the movie. And Sarah kind of breaks down and talks about how her sister drowned and stuff and died, and she has a fear of water and such like that. And she
actually, you know what? They really didn't even jump into Sarah's backstory that much.
It was just early. That story though. And it's like,
you think they would though? You think they would because they try to really make that a centerpiece of her character, that she always crumbles under pressure, and that it came from the fact that she saw her sister drown. So it's like, you think that will play a bigger role, but by the time it gets to the end of the movie, it's like you forced that like a motherfucker.
Now I did. Now I did like that. While everybody else was trying to grill Gabe actually figured out everybody within 5 minutes of meeting them.
Yeah, basically, because he's just that damn good.
He is that damn good, and also, it ain't my fault that you was written this bad.
I got the script in my hand.
He looked directly.
All I had to do was look down. All I had to look was look down. Like, damn, look at all that. Look at all this bastiness on this motherfucking paper.
Now hold on. He looked directly at Sarah and said, "Your partners can't depend on you. You crack under pressure." And ends it with the thug life line. "You don't belong here." Licks his lips.
Bitches ain't shit, well, tricks and hoes.
It's like he licks his lips. Something like a phenomenon.
With the glasses, with the sunglasses slowly coming down on his face.
Yep. Do.
And you see "deal with it" pop up out of his mouth.
Hey, yo, there's a line of that song that still kills me, where he says, "Pointing in the mirror with my Cubans on." I'm like, yo, this nigga's bad, yeah.
So we cut to the next day, and they kind of get set upon this mock town, so to speak, and they're kind of doing their little investigations and stuff. And
dude, I was like, where the hell are they at? Silent Hill? What the hell is going on?
I know, right? So they go into this whole mock space, and they're looking around. At one point they go inside this little like a diner and stuff, and there's like bugs and stuff popping out of people's faces and stuff, and out the turkey and all these things. So they ended up eventually going inside this place, and all of a sudden we get the fucking mousetrap fucking contraption and shit that JD, Christian Slater's character, ends up tilting over. And our first casualty of the movie is by liquid oxygen. To which I'm like, okay, I was in the Air Force, right? I got burned a little bit by liquid oxygen on my finger and stuff, and it takes a minute for liquid oxygen to really freeze you like that.
That was first, like,
But you
first of all,
realize
like, hold
it's a
on.
movie.
First, like,
I
hold
know.
on. First of all, like, CJ. First of all, that's liquid nitrogen. Second of all, that was liquid nitrogen. Like the canister was actually turned around to where it looked like it was helium, but when it falls over, it says liquid nitrogen.
Yo, it breaks Christian down, and everybody's like, no, stop it. I'm like, kick the tank
Get the
away.
canister. What are we doing here?
Kick him away. Just kick him away. He straight up. It is the best part though. Is the fact that his knees basically snap off his legs. He falls back and he's frozen by the rest of the nitrogen, and he cracks into bits and pieces. Man, I'm like, yo, what?
The minute that happened, I just said, and the movie has started.
And here's me. Sub-Zero wins. Fatality.
But folks, we're about 35 minutes into this movie and we get our first death. And as Sue pointed out, this is when the plot kicks in. So
yeah, and who knew that Christian Slater was going to be the first one gone? Because clearly, this was during the time where Christian Slater was still getting paid.
Yeah,
I'm shocked too.
Yeah, I know. I am too.
Now, you want to know something? That mousetrap that was set up? Good God. Like, I love how elaborate and Saw-ish these deaths occurred.
I'm sorry, it just reminds me of that fucking Robot Chicken sketch with Daredevil and the fucking burning D's. It's like, oh, there's a lot of elaboration just for some burning D's.
The second that whole Rube Goldberg fucking contraption started, here's me.
It really was.
So check it out. So the dominoes used in the close-ups were actually 10 times the size of normal dominoes. So they weren't even like the same size when they filmed this scene.
Oh, you mean books?
Yeah, basically.
You could say that.
So,
but they were actually 10 times the size of normal dominoes.
So the team comes back and they're panicking and they're like, okay, this shit ain't accidental, but I know this shit isn't part of the fucking whole, like, basically they come to the conclusion, okay, it's not accidental, but clearly this wasn't part of the fucking plan. What do we do? And they they opt to say, fuck it, let's get the fuck off this damn island and we'll just regroup from there.
Something's not right. Wait a minute. Did anybody? I love how they went looking for Val Kilmer's character. They're like, wait, did anyone see him leave? Somebody, please tell me we saw him leave. Like, did the chopper even leave? And so they run out. They run out to the pier. Like, wait a minute. There's a boat. There's a boat out there by the pier. Let's see if we can take it. They run out to the boat, and what happens? Explosion at the pier.
Roll that beautiful CG explosion.
That is one of the best green screen effects I ever seen in my life. So great that when you see them get blown back, you can still see the clipping around their bodies of the green screen.
Meanwhile, apparently, Clifton's character, he's in a wheelchair. I guess he wasn't near the pier when it blew up because he's just sitting.
He was nowhere near it. He was hanging back, chilling.
Apparently, he just hung back and was just like, "Well, that sucks for you guys. So what are we doing now?"
You got it wrong, CJ. It's more like this. So what we do now, CJ?
God, that's so easy. That is too easy, D. I'm trying not to. I am trying my best not to make any Caesar jokes. All right, I'm really not.
Holmes. I'm surprised he didn't say Holmes one time.
Yeah,
he wanted to.
So
now keep in mind the person that they're after is called the puppeteer. This is called the puppeteer scenario of the FBI investigation. So they figured out. Damn, this almost killed us. And who was the first person to run out in front? Was your boy, not JD. What's his? Yeah, fucking. Sorry, no, that was Vince. The one that, Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas.
Lucas was the one to run out in front. Trips over the tripwire. Classic movie fashion. Camera close up. Oh shit! Explosion at the pier. Now, Sarah falls in the water.
Get Sarah, because she can't swim.
Dude, this guy kept saying that shit so much. Like, get Sarah out of the water. Get her out of the water. She can't be in the water. Yeah, we see her sinking down like a damn rock, making no attempts whatsoever to try to save herself. So he pulls her out. I like how LL tried to come in for the assist. He's like, back the fuck up. Back the fuck up off of her. I got it. All right, Lucas, we've established your obsession with Sarah. Noted.
Duly noted. Now the thing of it is,
Like, I hope everybody's keeping score here. Everybody, please pay close attention to Lucas.
so they start breaking down certain things because earlier, before JD's death, they were finding different things like broken watches and clocks when they went to all those various scenes. So they noticed when they left the freaking scene of when JD got killed, and also when the boat exploded, there was a broken watch at the scene. So they was like, there must be a serial killer on the island because that's the only type of person that would do some shit like this.
And I think I know the person who did it.
So
The
they-
Clockmaster.
The Clockmaster.
So they comb the whole island. They literally do like a thorough search, and they're like, well, there's nobody else here but us.
Your boy Vince already had the right idea, and he said, "You know what? We should have brought our guns." Which, by the way, you notice that he said that before they went out to the pier. We should have been allowed to bring our guns, and he quite literally pulls a gun out of his ass, and he says, "Yeah, I think it's time. We kept ourselves safe." My man British boy over here is like, he just pulled that gun out of his ass. You'll be happy.
Look, and the best part about it is when he said you're lucky. When he said that part, you're lucky I did, right? I was like this. No, seriously. Are we gonna talk about he pulled the gun out of his ass?
Well, so he found access to a storage room that had all these different weapons and
that was
like
an army.
It was pretty. Yeah,
armory.
yeah, it was like they found access to the armory, a surplus of just nothing but weapons and equipment, and so they use
coming for y'all. Who's coming? The Germans, niggas? What the hell?
Well, remember, it's a Navy training facility.
Yeah, I forgot. Plot convenience.
So they use all the equipment to search and canvass the entire area, which is like a stretch of 2 miles.
Yeah, just about.
So they
Just about that.
all that searching, trying to find somebody, found nothing. And so what happens next is
blame the black guy.
They ain't even blame the black guy. First, they just said, okay, what we need to find out is what all these broken clocks have to do with everybody getting killed. So their first suspicion, like you said, CJ, blame the black guy. Lucas found maps and documents of the island in Gabe's room.
Now, here's the thing. When you got all 6 of them pointing guns at him, it's like, wow, y'all just jumped to conclusions like that, huh?
It was really like LL just knew this. And I like LL's face. He was like, see, I knew this shit was coming. I already knew it. I can't trust none of y'all crackers by yourself. I'm including you, Mexican dude. I ain't Mexican, man. But you Spanish, right? Whatever, Holmes.
Now,
Actually, hold on. A room full of white people and 2 Mexican, not 2 Mexicans, 2 Spanish people and 1 black.
now,
This just sounds like a comedy, doesn't it?
now
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
apparently, somebody drugs the coffee because LL's the first to freaking fall down. They're like, the fuck just happened?
Oh.
I mean, he falls down. All you hear is thud.
Okay. All right. I love this scene. If anything, I love the way this scene was shot. You notice that everybody's drinking coffee. You see everybody drinking coffee. Only one person, but because they cut it cleverly, and the scene goes by really quick. There's one person that didn't drink coffee. If you go back and watch that scene again, I'm not gonna say who it is, but if you've never seen the movie, watch that scene. You know who the villain is right there. That's the clue I'm gonna give you. If you watch that scene, you'll automatically know who the villain is just from watching that coffee scene.
I'm actually shocked when they all drank the coffee. Nobody bust their head on the table, then hit the ground. You know what I mean? One of them double hits. I'm really shocked nobody did
All I'm
that.
saying is-
Because the way LL just fell out, because the way LL just hit the floor thud, you would think that somebody just got some seriously cranial damage on that shit, man.
So they all wake up like they just woke up from a long ass fucking man party, and they found out
that was like nearly 6 hours they were out.
So they found out their boy Rafe is dead, and they look at Gabe like, "Hey, motherfucker, did you kill him?"
No. Hold up. He wasn't just dead. When they found his body, his head. No, when he saw they touched him. His head fell off, just clean fell off. Where I have to say is, Kung Lao wins.
His head falls off, and I was with Sarah. Wait a minute, there's no blood. All of his blood was drained.
So this is what y'all need to know. Let's make that a note. Not only did he cut his head off, they drained all the blood out. And think about the time that has passed, because this is going to add to me and Eris poking all types of holes in this plot when we get to the end.
You know what logic that plot is to? It's a Predator logic. How the Predator can just cleanly fucking spinal cord taken out and it's just clean.
But see, that's difference though. That's the difference though. Predator was an alien. So all you can say was science fiction. You be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. This is what it's dealing with profilers. So what's your excuse?
Fine. You're right.
I mean, no,
I hate the defeated tone in Chris's voice. Fine.
Here's an even better. No, hey guys, here's an even better question for you. How about the fact that his head was cut off? But I want to know is how did the killer have enough time and tools and the precision to reattach it just good enough so that whoever pulls his body back up, the head can fall off?
I got a better question. Just how did you know that the first thing they would do is touch it so it can have that dramatic, you know what I mean? How did you know it was going to even do? They was going to touch his head like that. I don't know. Whatever, man.
So when he dies, so we find out he's dead. Everybody spends that time trying to figure out. Well, I don't even say trying to figure out who did what. They immediately suspected Gabe, and
I like that because Gabe is like, again, I'm tied up. What did I do?
And so they're left. So they leave Gabe with Vince. They leave Vince with Gabe handcuffed to a pipe. Now, notice that there were two broken watches found, and the next watch that showed up showed off the first trap. The first trap was the broken. The first trap was the lights that were falling.
Broken water pipes and electricity. Deadly
Yeah,
combo.
broken water pipes, electricity. Boom, they're gonna get electrocuted. So Vince is forced to trust Gabe to help him or to help save his life.
Mm-hmm.
He saves his life, but at the same time, there was another trap that was set up, and all the other guys, they come running back. Everybody comes back, and they're like, "Well, shit. Well, damn, he actually saved you. So how do we turn off the water?" Notice who asked the question. How do we turn off the water? This sets up the next trap. You got our boy.
Can you fly, Bobby?
So Bobby looks at the pipe, and he's looking at the pipe work, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? Whoever set this thing up really knows his engineering. It takes like anybody can set stuff up like this, but like to really pull this stuff off, man, you got to know like wiring and timing and all this other crazy stuff. I mean, this is like engineering 101 to really, really intelligent people." I like how everybody slowly turns and looks at him like, "Bro, how the hell do you know all of this?" He looks back at them and he gets the idea like, "Oh, y'all suspecting me. You know what? Great. You all can go to hell."
It's like, ain't that about a bitch?
One twist of one twist of that freaking valve, and he gets harpooned. Yo, Scorpion put in work.
Son, thank you.
Gotta admit, man, and this is coming off of watching Black Lightning and this dude named Tobias Well, fucking Scorpion the dude. In that fucking show.
Yo, he just straight up harpooned a nigga, yeah?
And pulled him over to him like, so am I gonna have to handle this or you gonna handle it? So
Son, yo, he caught all of that harpoon. And I was thinking to myself, okay. So the killer thought to themselves, hey, if the electrocution don't kill them, then turning off the water will kill them.
Like not only was it two traps that were set up, like I like how they were trying to figure out who could have killed Rafe. You find out where all of his blood went. His blood went into setting up a whole bunch of numbers. Now the numbers that were written, that trap was set for your boy Bobby. Bobby looks at it and says, "Wait a minute. I recognize these series of numbers. This is actually the equation for the speed of light. This is how much light is measured." He figured that out. Light, aka the lights from like from was the lights that were used to make the electricity to electrocute Gabe and Vince. You got the speed of light, lights and electricity, the water, all that circled together to make 2 traps, 2 clocks, 2 traps, and Sarah figures out, wait a minute, now I know the killer's motivation is. His whole MO is to take us out, not just based on our strengths.
Weaknesses.
He's taking us out on our weaknesses, the things that make us tick. Everybody's being killed based off of their own personality traits.
Wow. It's like he's a basic ass killer, but he's ahead of us.
Like
So-
somehow he's still like 10 steps ahead of the curve.
So, the next death is, I gotta admit, I actually did kind of like this death because it's rare that we get this kind of death. So, everybody's kind of starting to kind of look at Sarah with suspicion and stuff because, her figuring out this stuff, and they're kind of like, huh. Kind of
I like how everybody, it doesn't matter who you are. If you say anything halfway intelligent, everybody thinks you're the one. You're the one that did it, no matter what. If you say anything smart, then you're the one. It's like all of you are so insecure.
Well, remember, suspicion was about to go to Bobby, but Death took care of that real quick.
Again, Chris, can you fly, Bobby?
Basically. So, our girl Nicole.
So Nicole,
she's
like
a smoker.
Nicole suspects. She's like the first one to suspect Sarah, and everybody else starts suspecting her. They handcuff her and interrogate her, and she figures out. Like, hey, I'm not the one that's doing this. I swear, it's not me. Like, what would I have to gain from killing everybody? Why would I be the killer? So,
what was the question? And what was the question that Gabe asked her? He said,
what is the trap? Where's the trap?
First off, the South Side of Chicago. Second of all, I never been there.
What is the trap?
Hey, I gotta be honest.
The trap?
I got to be honest with you. I sat on that joke for a whole week. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
What is the trap? Where is the trap?
I don't know how to get there, but I know it's the South Side, so...
Dia's here all week, ladies and gentlemen.
So after everybody is casting suspicion on Sarah, and Nicole is like seriously freaking out, she pulls out her gun and she's like, you know what? I'm not just like, look, I don't trust any of you. I don't know why you don't just put a bullet in her and call it a day. So she decides to take her.
Because we have reasons, we got to keep her alive and ask her how she did these amazing feats, like set up all of these deaths so perfectly. That's why we got to keep her alive, for an explanation.
And don't try to say that. Also, don't try to say that she has to be kept alive because she's the main character. According to Rennie Harlan, nobody is the main character. There are no dummy characters. Like, there's no dummy. Like, he wanted no dummy characters or obvious victims to establish the sense that anyone could die at any moment. That was the whole point of this movie.
Hey, yo, Rennie, come here. You are not Lars von Trier. Shut the hell up. All right? Don't sit up this thing like you're trying to be clever. All right, dude? I know what you're trying to do. Bring it in. Caitlin Morris was still the doggone star of the movie, okay?
So what happens next is... What happens next, D? This is probably one of my favorite traps. Is the clock? The clock strikes at the right time. Notice that every cigarette dispenser drops down a pack of cigarettes in every location.
Everyone. Mm-hmm. In every location, you just see tow, and you just see just some off-brand cigarettes that fall out of it. And she's the smoker. Ooh.
So
you know what? I remember the first time I saw that scene, and I said, you know what? Even if I was a smoker, yes, I'm on an island. I don't know. That is suspect as hell to find one random unopened pack that just happens to be sitting down there.
Dude, you look when she walked past that cigarette machine, you know what she might as well see? She might as well have seen Pennywise sitting there. Hey, Georgie, look what I got, Georgie. You might as well have that scene right there. Can I get a smoke? Yeah, you can get a smoke We always smoke down here.
So she gets
Like you might as well cue the clown from It, like from the new It movie. You'll float too.
Do a little happy laugh, and then he turns into a monster. Speaking of which, I finally seen that movie. It was alright.
Yeah.
So he get out of D.
So Nicole smokes a cigarette, and that shit got
like half a drag. She didn't even get a chance to get a puff out.
Shit got laced with acid, and she was fucking done.
Well, I think D has another one for this one. Da-da-down. Smoke wins.
Wouldn't it be
You know what?
reptiles? Wouldn't it be
I was
reptiles?
getting ready to say, you know what? That right there, that was a combo fatality between Reptile and Smoke.
All right, Reptile wins. God, either way. You know what? I'm actually sick that all of these deaths are almost Mortal Kombat like. All
They
of
are.
them.
But wait, there's more. So
Why when you said that I just seen spit just hop out your mouth just like Sean? But wait, there's more.
So the Seekers all of a sudden start coming up on the island, and we hear our boy Val Kilmer on the mic, and it's like, oh, this son of a bitch is the killer, motherfucker.
So he never left the island. And you know what? Before we get to that point, there was a scene much earlier in the movie where, remember when they were searching, they were searching like the island, and they happened to find out that their clothes were their clothes were cloaked with phosphorus paint, and they used the black light, and they discovered the word Croatoan.
Mm-hmm.
So we get our boy Vince.
Again, and I understand that everybody's smart, but these like cryptic codes feel like leaps and Luffy reaches to me, man. They really do.
You got your boy Vince, who again showing off his weakness. I mean, not his weakness, showing off his strengths, that he knows history. He says that, hey, do you happen to know where we are right now? This island was actually here hundreds of years ago, where, you know, like where the early settlers from England came over here to colonize this place for England. Now, what happens is that they just disappeared. Like, no one knew. It was a town of 100 people, gone.
Yeah.
And
like
there was only one word that was written on the tree, and it said Croatoan. So the whole point of this place is the whole point of not Shadow Moses Island is, you come here, you don't leave. You just disappear.
You know what? You got to give up to the serial killer for actually thinking that far ahead. You gotta give it up for that. That took research, y'all. That took research.
So
don't worry. D's gonna poke a plot hole in this later.
So Sarah, Gabe, and Lucas, they decide, okay, we're gonna look for Harris and them and such, and they track him down. And meanwhile, Vince actually stayed behind and stuff. So those three,
because Vince at this point is like a gun-toting lunatic at this point.
yeah. Hey, it's Clifton Gay. It's a man in a wheelchair. I don't blame him.
No, man,
actually,
I ain't going out like that, Holmes. I'm seriously mad he didn't say Holmes.
Actually, before they even did that, you want to know where all this really kicked off? Where earlier they all drew blood because they found blood on one of the other guys that died earlier. They found blood under I think it was under Rafe's fingernails. Mm-hmm. So after they run it through the machine, and they use, I like how the one that they scan, it said unsub, which by the way is FBI lingo for unknown subject. And no, I'm dead serious. That's what it really means. It really means unknown subject. So they've come to find out that Sarah, the blood from that was that of Sarah's. So this is where she got questioned. Mm-hmm. But skipping ahead, they run to the room and they find not only did Harry not leave, Val Kilmer's character, we find out not only did he not leave, he was killed along with two other FBI agents. They never left the island, and he was strung up like a puppet on strings. And then
the silliness comes on.
Huge silliness.
The freaking music, and he's like moving around like a crazy ass marionette and shit. God, that part was creepy.
D, do you got some? D, do you have one for this? I absolutely do. Rolento wins. I'm serious. I couldn't think of nobody in Mortal Kombat that could have done something like that.
Oh man! But they find Harris in them, and Harris is dead.
He's dead. Everybody's dead. The other FBI
And
agents.
his two BFF FBI agents next to him dead.
You know what? What makes it really funny is that not only did the killer kill those two and him, but he had enough time to have Harris sit there and have this long "you never win" speech and all this to the people. Now you're hearing that over the loudspeakers the whole time. By the time they made it into that room, all of a sudden it turns from that to "you never get away with trying to kill me" and all that. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. So this nigga had it on a timer.
I did like that. I like how it was set on the timer because at first it sounded like it was just repeating over and over and over, and then they get inside like, wait a minute, there's an extension to this.
I'm sorry. You know why? Because the VCR that was playing all that had the script in front of him, so he knew to do that.
Also, D, there was one other thing. Did you like how at the end of it he's like, "What are you waiting for? Go ahead and get it up. Like, go ahead and finish it, you selfish child." Then we get the Val Kilmer death.
Dude, the only thing that was missing when he started dancing was "never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around." I was waiting for that.
Why has that not been turned into a meme?
No, why has that not been turned into like a creepy death? You know how like at the end of all these like horror movies, it's always like, "I walk through the tulips," like that type of shit. Why have nobody said, "Hey, I'm gonna get an upbeat 80s song to be a death call"? you could really make that all song like really spooky as hell, like an empty hallway. "Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down." You just hear the villain come up behind to start stabbing somebody to death. You could make that dark. Make that dark.
I mean, now was it? I don't know if it was just me or not, but did you guys get that feeling when they walked in that room and saw Harris like strung up like a marionette and find the other FBI agents dead? You didn't get that vibe where you could just hear that song playing in the back of your head. Turn around.
And every time I walk, just turn
around.
Every time I see that fucking look in your eyes, turn around. And I need you here tonight. I fucking need you more than ever. Okay, look. As Black guys, we are terribly offbeat. All three of us on 3 different planes right now.
I swear. Hold on. Not only did he never leave, he's been dead this whole time.
We get a Mexican standoff, which results in, as in irresponsible shit that happens, somebody gets shot.
Yeah, our boy, freaking Lucas runs out and says, "Sarah, don't come out from wherever you're hiding," and gets shot up.
I'm sorry, I laughed like a motherfucker when that happened.
He didn't see that happen, did he?
He gets shot up like crazy. Your boy LL walking up on him. That's what you get for being so headstrong.
Yeah.
So
that's what you get for being like the price you pay for being fearless.
Slow glasses on, go on, fall into his head. Who do you love?
That was his thought. Like, no, you want to know what happened again? Like, you know what happened again? This is where it turns into again what the whole rappers being in movies, where I felt like every time LL was going to talk, it always sounded like he's about to spit something. He turned around looking for Sarah. Sarah, oh Sarah, it's 1 a.m.
oh, our boy Vince. Meanwhile, he's trapped in the freezer. You know, he's in there and he's trying to figure out how to get the hell out of here. He's trying to fucking escape. He's trying to reload his gun. And he managed to get out.
Notice that Sarah gave him the right idea.
Yeah.
Yes, your gun is empty, but find a place to hide. Don't tell me. Don't tell no one else. Just hide until Monday. That's all you need to do.
That's gonna be in the freezer till Monday. Ain't that a bitch?
That's the thing. He wasn't necessarily trying to go into the freezer. Remember, he was trying to just find a place to hide in general. I don't think he intended to go into the freezer and be trapped in there, but he managed to get himself out, especially after he found another gun that was loaded. He just took the bullets out of that and put it into his gun, and he got out of there. So instead of looking for another place to hide, he decides to go into the elevator, which I'm believing that he went in the elevator to find another place to hide. He wasn't just going to stay in the elevator the whole time.
Yeah.
But once he got in there, panic. Like you see the shadow of somebody coming down the hall. Like, who the hell is that? Who the hell's coming? He's like, who wants off this island? Pulls the trigger, the gun explodes, and he kills himself.
Striker wins.
Bruh.
I told you.
Bruh. I just want to know how, like, out of everybody's death that was very elaborate. No, out of everybody's death that was elaborate, I've heard of gun jamming. I've heard of, shit that could happen where the safety just happens to be on and he pulls the trigger and nothing happens. How does your gun explode?
Dude, he got to survive in the game, man. I'm sorry.
Always
he got to survive in the
gun explodes. Sarah comes back and finds him. He's like, "Oh damn, that's right. Never going anywhere without a gun. That's what did it."
It was hubris and fear that killed him.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we get to our finale of the movie. And as expected, it's coming down to our two contenders. In one corner, we got Sarah, scared for her life. Another corner, we got LL, angry black guy, who survives. Fight.
No, hold on. Two people. Two people fighting for the title of plot armor.
And go.
Dude. And like usual fights, it has to be the white guy that has nothing to do with the fight coming between it. Yo, the best part about the whole time he's chasing down Sarah, he gets to this one part. Your boy Lucas come out of nowhere.
Oh wait, hold up. Before Lucas comes back, did you like the backhand that LL gave to Sarah?
Man, that was loaded with all the anger of black men towards Tommy Loren right now.
He did it for us.
A white woman. Did it for us. Ella didn't know at the time.
He didn't know it at the time.
He didn't know it at the time, but we needed that right now.
Yeah.
Who was that? Hey, Chris, whoever the hell that woman that worked for Homeland Security that went up there and said she didn't know what Trump said? Yeah, that's what Ella did. Did that for me.
Oh, wait, hold on, D. If we could take it back to that particular time, that wasn't for Tommy Loren. That wasn't Tommy Loren. LL smacked. That was Ann Coulter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ann Coulter, when she just started her racist rhetoric, it was like this. You know what? Black men, are your penises really that long? that version.
So eventually, due to Lucas's fucking diversion,
son.
Oh wait, hold on. Before that diversion, can I ask you this, CJ? How'd you like the fight between Lucas and LL?
That was like a fight between Shin Akuma and Ryu. That's like a lopsided fight. Like, why is this happening?
It's lopsided, but hold on. It's lopsided, but damn it if that shit wasn't entertaining.
Man, the one thing I would never.
It was entertaining to me because my man came at LL. He threw the fire extinguisher at him.
That's a guy that literally does know he's outclassed in fighting LL. I'm sorry. Hey. Look,
it was already bad enough that they fell onto the stairs and nobody bust their head and instantly got a concussion. But then the fact that he picked up the extinguisher and you heard a good ping out of that one too, man.
First off, so Sarah hits him upside the head with the fire extinguisher, right? I'm thinking, okay, this motherfucker should be bleeding from his head. Got a fucking that shit should be swelling up. Nope.
See, that's your problem. See, that's your problem, Chris. I got plot on me. That ain't gonna happen to me.
Nah. See, that's the other thing. You can't tell, but I'm wearing an invisible beanie, and my hat is like a shark's fin.
DJ Sue, this is a certificate from me, D Shaw. This is telling you that you can no longer be a part of Three Black Geeks. You are now eliminated from the group. You have
We will
you
be
have used up.
sorry,
We'll
this
be holding up
weekend.
trials next week.
Sorry, this weekend
so-
we'll be drawing straws.
As you
So
like,
basically next month, everybody. So next month, everybody, we'll be holding different guests for Black History Month. It's going to be Prom Gundam, our boy Will, and of course Joe, because hey, we need a white guy for Black History Month. It would be all three of us, but hey, somebody had to keep on mentioning his head is like a goddamn Sharks fan.
before I go, I just got one thing to say.
What
The day of the Geechee is over.
So, folks,
Look, everybody listen like this. Hey man, Eris is going out with a with a ball of flames on this one.
so Sarah hits Lucas up with the plot point that she was one step ahead of the killer, and she sprayed some powder that covers like certain things and such, and sets the clock 15 minutes, and that the killer will probably grab one of the clocks and plant it at the scene. She uses a black light and exposes Lucas' hands that has the powder, and that's when Lucas does his Vince McMahon, "It was me, Austin. It was me all along."
Actually, she did
Yo,
that.
the way he did it,
Hold
he was
on,
like, huh.
hold on. She did that by accident because you got to think about it. She figured out everything. Supposedly, she figured out everything and said, you know what? I just set the clock back 15 minutes because that's what the killer's weakness was: time, dedication, time, deadlines, all this stuff. He is obsessed with time. So let me set the clock back 15 minutes and just throw a monkey wrench in this whole operation. And Lucas is going along with this, like, so how you gonna say that it was Gabe that turned back the clocks? Remember the phosphorus? Like, remember the phosphorus paint? Yeah, I coated the clock hands with it. So, so when he touched it, he touched the paint. So let me go ahead and run this black light through his hands. His hands are gonna glow. His hands don't glow.
Because man,
something's not right.
Sorry, I had to do it.
Hold on, something's not right here. I like how Lucas just voluntarily puts his hand out there, and Sarah throws the black light over it. Hand glows. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Lucas is our villain. As if we couldn't tell all along.
Because apparently he is such a psycho killer. He killed his parents, and he wanted a challenge. So what did you do? I'm gonna join the FBI and kill FBI agents because I'm fucking bored.
But hold on. Hold on. Let me go back for a second. According to your boy Gabe, they don't let killers in the FBI.
Yeah, okay.
All right, you in the back right there. Yeah, hello, D Shaw, Three Black Geeks. So you mean to tell me you wanted a challenge, so you went to the FBI because that will offer you to kill more people? Would it be easier if you were just like a regular serial killer,
Zodiac
or
killer.
just be like Dexter, just work for the cops or something? Why the FBI? What was so sexy and different? Why did you upgrade them that?
The FBI in these
Well,
movies are always the sexy agency to work for. That and the CIA.
Now-
Yeah, but that still doesn't make. But Chris, that doesn't make any sense. Like, real talk. Like, when it comes to the military, yeah, everybody wants to be Marine, but nigga, you don't have to do that. You could just go out on the weekend and shoot a gun in the woods. You could just do that. I mean, like, there are options here.
Hold on, guys, I can answer that. I can definitely answer that.
Don't use logic.
So-
just saying.
No. I can answer. So there I was, like at age 10, seeing both of my parents killed, and this cop comes up to me and asks, of all things, he just asked me, "Want some gum?" Gum. I just watched my parents get murdered at a young age, and you're asking me, do I want gum?
Gotta be real. How come he didn't become Batman? He watched his parents get killed.
Dude, right there.
Right,
I
yeah,
thought he was going to.
yeah.
Because he might as well just said, "You want to know how I got these scars?" He might as well just did that. Like, hold on. So then questions start coming up because we know he's the killer, right? I got a question, and it's just a real good question I have to ask. So you knew you were going to that island.
Yeah, he knew. He
Okay, he knew that.
He
The
knew
secret island that only that Val Kilmer knew that they were going. He knew that they were going to that island, and he scanned that island to the point where he knew where and when to strike.
well,
You
well,
tell me
understand,
that he did all that.
well, understand something real quick, D. First of all, this movie had a lot of recuts. Like, this movie had been edited several times by Rennie Harlan. There was a lot of deleted scenes. There was a lot of things that were just cut out completely, which would make, which circles back to what you said earlier. There's a lot of holes that could be poked in this movie. And
there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot. And that's the wait a minute. So my question is this. We saw the helicopter leave the island, but wouldn't everybody hear the helicopter coming back in? Or was it just one of those things where nobody just noticed? I can buy that actually. You know
It was
what?
one of the-
I take that
it was-
back. I can buy that.
it was one of the things that nobody noticed.
Hey.
That good old case of misdirection. Now, the whole reason why your boy Lucas decided to join the FBI is because after he killed his parents, which goes back to what he said earlier, it's when you get that first high. And no matter what you do it again and again and again and again. And finally, you get so used to it, you can never reach that first high ever again.
Yeah,
It just becomes.
he's
an
adrenaline.
I know.
He wanted another. He just wanted He wanted to do a killing that was so satisfying it would give him that initial high of the first time he killed somebody, which was both of his parents.
AKA, he's
So-
one of those people that gets a hard on murdering people. Gotcha.
So
Yeah, I got it. You know, I mean, that's really easy to, that's really easy to understand. Same thing happened to Lucy Tide with her doing anal. It just kind of lost its feeling for her after a while.
So he breaks down everything, which I love how he does it because it's also the movie's way of saying. So for all 10 of you in here that didn't pick up on what was going on, allow Lucas to run everything back for you in slow motion. He says, "Look, I figured it." You want to know something? He was at least 2 takes away from doing it in the style that Tim Curry did it in Clue,
No,
where
Nah, he might as well did it like Clue.
no.
where he ran through the way that he killed everybody. Because he said, "Look, all of you guys, trying to figure you out was different, was a little different when it came to figuring out everybody's weaknesses. Gabe, party crasher over here, he was a lot more trouble than I thought I would have to deal with. But the rest of you,
Because I'm
you're all
black,
so-
isn't it?
the rest of you were all so fucking predictable." Which it was true. If anybody could tell just from watching the movie, everybody got taken out in the most predictable ways.
I gotta be real. That whole flashback with him explaining everything, it just reminded me of every Saw movie when they'd be like,
So he says, it's not just the water that's your weakness, Sarah. Your other weakness is me.
why you sound like Christian
Here's me.
Slater?
Boo! 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 You are not her weakness. It's clearly water.
So I don't know about you guys, but I didn't feel this angry about this surprise twist villain until Predators.
Dude, it's like, okay, here's my thing.
Why is it always the lanky looking white guy that happens to be the twist villain?
At least
Why?
You
Predator.
don't see it coming.
I would say in Predators, I was fine with it because it was something unexpected. To be fair,
That's the one that I will give it. It was legit unexpected. It really was it was unexpected. Yeah, when you sat back and thought about it. Wait a minute. So you just killed Danny Trejo that quick? And yeah, you know what I mean? I get it.
But this is just there's a lot of things here. What if they went to an island that was populated by a lot of people? What would have happened then?
Matter of fact, what if they went one day? What if they went one day earlier?
Yeah. There's a lot.
Let me get this straight. So you mean to tell me that not only did you set up that death trap for JD in the beginning of the movie, you also set up those harpoons for whoever touched that thing, but you knew that was going to be Bobby. You knew that was going to be Bobby that did it. So you just wait a minute. This takes a lot of time and preparation. No, the bigger question, and me and DJ Sue sat and really talked about this. So you mean to tell me, not only did he have it on a timer where all of those cigarettes drop, but he made sure to put poison in each one of those cigarettes?
That and also there was this. Remember the coffee. Let's go back to it again.
Oh yeah,
like cut back to Nicole. It was you. It was you that said to turn off the water. Cut back to Gabe. Who made the coffee? Did I make it? Cut back to all of these moments where Lucas is either not in the room or he was in the room and he didn't do what everybody else did. Yes, going back to that scene, Lucas was the one that didn't drink the coffee. Lucas was the one that turned them how to turn the water off. And Lucas was the one who faked his knockout moment where he passed out with everybody else. While everybody was knocked out for for nearly 6 hours?
Mm-hmm. I'd say nearly 6 hours.
In that near 6 hours time, that gave him apparently more than enough time that he needed to set up all of these elaborate traps.
Yeah.
Where did he get the poison from?
You're in a Navy surplus. You'd be surprised what you can mix together.
Okay, cool. I got another question. How do you drain all of that blood out of Homeboy? No, hold on, Eris. I want you to circle back to that later. So you mean to tell me where everybody was asleep the day prior, he knew where Val Kilmer and the two guys that was a day away from their retirement were at. He killed them without guns. How do you do that? Hold on. Before you circle back to that, how did he hang up Val Kilmer Puppet Man style up there and had him hooked up to a machine where he could start dancing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you'd be surprised how puppetry works. See, with enough wires, and hell, you heard him say it himself. You know what? Setting up a mousetrap. Really, it's just basic mechanics when you break it down, like wires, rope, remotes, like triggers. All that stuff is easy, according to him. Where he could do all that stuff in his sleep.
You know what, DJ Sue? You could have just said, "Hey, D, this movie's stupid." I would have accepted it. I would have accepted it. And we could still be friends. We could still be friends because of that.
No, but the fact that he said everything that was all put together was just done through basic mechanics.
I would say this.
Which is the movie's way of saying there's only 5 to 10 minutes left. We don't have enough time to go back and circle everything.
Exactly.
AKA, put a bullet in this guy's head and credits.
You know what? Here's the thing about that. And that's what I'm saying. I get it. I get it. If like D, we ain't got time to explain it. Nobody really does. Really, it really was just saying like genius IQ. Mm-hmm. If you are of genius IQ, you can get that done in no time flat. Okay, fine. It's really the timers that I have a problem with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The timers are the big problem I have with all that crap. But you know what? Like DJ Sue said, there's only 5 minutes left. So anyway, your boy starts chasing down homegirl. Yeah.
Like he chases down Sarah and he says, "You know what, Sarah? I'm gonna get you closer to your sister than you've ever been before."
So they have what I like to call the most ridiculous underwater fight. So I've seen movies where you shoot guns underwater. I mean, hell, Lethal Weapon 4 ended with Jet Li getting fucking gunned down by a fucking Murtaugh and shit. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we had that.
So
this one,
they're shooting underwater, and you see the bullets slowly coming past, and I'm like, this is not going to work, right? So shooting him.
Yeah, we see bullets curving.
Yeah, they're curving.
Yeah, it's like pow, clink, 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 pow.
Which means that you have to be a fucking idiot to get shot underwater. So they end up getting to a part where they both have their guns above water.
He goes up first. She fires several shots. He gets hit in the neck.
He tries to sit there and still has his gun drawn, and she told him to put the gun down. And that's when Gabe came out of nowhere like, "Surprise, motherfuckers, I'm alive."
Lucas says, you really gonna try to get away with this, huh, Sarah? We got your blood. We got your blood in the DNA machine. And you got your bullet in my neck. Gotta tell you, it's not a good look. Not a good look at all. Off screen, the watch comes in and drops in front of him. D dropped the line.
Actually, I don't know the line. I was actually.
I'll do it.
You knew the line.
Okay. He drops the line on him. Time's up, asshole.
Dun, 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 dun.
I like how he tried to reach for the gun anyway, even though a gun was already on him. He tried to reach for the gun. He gets shot on top. He got shot at the top of his head, bleeds out, falls over and dies. I'm sorry, he didn't fall over and die. He falls over, open arms into the freaking water.
Yeah.
Hey, Rennie. Hey, Rennie, help me out here. What take was that? Because apparently this was take number 5. What take was the falling in the water? Was that take number 20?
Dude, I don't know, man.
Because that looks so out of place.
It's like this. Jax wins.
So
now hold on. LL got the bet. Now LL got the got the one-liner. His hot one-liner moment right there. Time's up, asshole. But then this was kind of the womp for me. Well, I guess we figured out his weakness. Bullets.
Nobody? All right, everybody. 3 Black Geeks silence tells you how we feel about that.
Yeah. I'm gonna, hey, look.
ALL, you were fine with Time's Up, asshole. That was the best line you could have went on with. You could have said nothing else after that, and you'd have been gold. But I'm not gonna blame you. I'm not gonna blame you for that. I will blame the writing.
You know what? I hope there's a helicopter coming for their rescue.
And there it goes.
Yeah,
there it is.
Rolls right in the credits with that.
Oh, yeah. Mine hunters, mine hunters.
You know what, D? You went for the deepest, bluest rendition of Mine Hunters. Me, they hop on the chopper and fly off. Here's me.
The only thing that's missing is Ian Malcolm, the murderer.
Murderer. So as you see, the murderer was always inside of us.
Actually, hold on. I could do another one. I got another one for you, and please, and you know that this will work. They take off in the chopper. So tell me something, Agent. When is the situation secure? On the ride home, hop in the chopper. I just need to hear Sarah say it. That's it. Umbrella has gone too far.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Mindhunters. Yes, not to be mistaken for the Netflix TV show Mindhunters if you've been listening to us for the past hour and a half. Yeah.
Dude. And that being said, though, since you mentioned that, Mindhunters TV show, it's pretty good. I can't wait for the second season, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Rennie Harlan, take notes. That's how you do a Mindhunters movie. You do it.
Here's Rennie Harlan. Here's Rennie Harlan. Fuck you. I'm just trying to make an action film.
So guys, let's check. So guys, check this out. I'm gonna drop. Let me drop a little bit of lore here. Ryan Felipe, Reese Witherspoon, Christopher Walken, Martin Sheen, and Gary Busey were all originally offered roles in this movie.
You had me at Gary Busey. That shit would have been wild as fuck.
Gary Busey. That would have been great if Gary Busey, because you know Gary Busey was going to be Val Kilmer's role. So let me tell you something, kids. When you're outside in the field, and you have all these psychopaths and maniacs walking around. You want to make sure you know who they are. You know what? Actually, now before I even go farther with it, that's the reason why they didn't get Gary Busey. That's the main reason why.
Can I be real?
Gary Busey is going to tell us how to capture the crazy person.
Can I be real about this? I think Christopher Walken would have been the fucking Harris character.
And oh my God!
Either him or Martin Sheen. Actually, I lean towards Martin Sheen because Martin Sheen likes to play those kind of just regular kind of roles like that. So I give it to him.
Martin Sheen was a little too old for that to me, man. I think Christopher Walken would have been really silly. Go ahead, kill me.
Gary Busey, I gotta be real. I would have had him as Gabe. Fuck it, crazy ass Gary Busey still alive at the end of the movie? Yes.
Tell me something. Tell me something. When's the mission over?
I don't know, man. To say that Ryan Felipe thought he could do better and stuff, that's implying that. Well, then again, he did do. This was around the time that he got picked up to do Crash, so maybe that was probably it.
Man, look. Whatever. The people that they tried to get in this movie, rightfully so, should not have been in this movie. None of them. Reese Witherspoon didn't need to be in this movie. Christopher Walken. It would have been so weird for Christopher Walken to be in this movie.
Actually, Gerard Butler was supposed to play Lucas. That was when Gerard Butler was unknown in Before 300.
I was just about to mention that. Like Gerard Butler was going to play Lucas, but he ended up taking the movie Timeline.
The star with Paul
Wow.
Walker. I know
I
know so many women
I love
that
that.
read the book of Timeline that fucking hated that movie. They
Dude,
fucking
I
hated
love
that
the
movie.
fact that Gerard Butler picked the shittier movie to be in. That is great.
Well, Gerard
That
Butler, let's
is-
be real about this. Gerard Butler pre-300, he was filling himself out. Let's be real about this.
No. Gerard Butler now is still filling himself out.
But he's
Gerard
established.
Butler
We see him
has-
as Leonidas now, but before then, we didn't
Hey,
fucking
Chris,
know him
Chris.
as what he was.
Chris, like our buddy Lucas. I'm gonna tell you, stop. That was one movie. Let's-
No, but I'm saying he's
So,
been stamped
also-
as Leonidas. That's all I'm saying. He's been stamped
he
as that.
has a stamp as Leonidas because he can't do nothing else. Everything else he does are these crappy romance movies, man. And it's like, not that they're like, it's like this. I can probably give him 1 out of the 15 that he put out, but they're all bad. This movie, rightfully so, didn't make its money. And here's the funny thing. I think if it came out when it was supposed to come out, and also if it came out during a certain time of the year, it probably would have made back its money. And I say probably because this movie is weak. But then again, I've seen shittier movies that made 100 million during this same time period. You know what I mean?
So you want to know, but you want to know something else? You do know that the whole reason why this movie even got made in the first place was because they received a generous tax break from the Dutch government.
So it's the Uwe Boll method of let's fucking take advantage of this shit.
Yeah,
dude, that's what it sounds like, man. That's what it sounds like. This movie cost $27 million to make, and it made back 21. And even here's the funny thing. I said that about the Commuter actually recently with you, that it's either going to break, is either not going to break. It's one of these movies that will either not break even at all, or it makes more than it's supposed to. And this is what it's like. These are these type of movies, man, where it just falls into this weird category. It's not exactly a bad movie. I mean, yeah, when you really think about it, it's a bad movie, but it's really worth to watch because it's kind of entertaining.
Now, you want to know who was supposed to direct this movie instead of Rennie Harlan?
Oh boy, somebody competent.
What is it? Peter Howard.
Huh.
He wouldn't say yes to it. That's probably what it was.
Oh, and one other thing, guys. Rennie Harlan actually makes an appearance in this movie.
I'm not
When?
shocked.
In the
Probably
bar
be-
scene?
Probably in the bar scene.
No, well, no. Actually, no. Now, when I say he makes an appearance, it is him, but he's actually on the island. This is like way later in the movie. He was the mannequin.
I knew it.
He was the mannequin that was holding a phone in the phone booth. That was him.
I knew it. I knew it. I was like, I bet he was one of the damn mannequins. I knew it.
So, yeah.
Look. Here's the funny thing. You never see Spike Lee doing that shit. That's all I'm saying.
Spike Lee will star in his own movie before he fucking cameos in a damn movie.
Well, I'm going to do that.
And also, guys, do you know that the alternate ending was that LL was the one that would kill Johnny Lee Miller?
Yeah. Wait a minute. I thought he did kill John Lee Miller.
No, he didn't.
No, Sarah did, remember?
Sorry, I got it wrong. Sarah did. I think the only reason why Rennie Harlan didn't do that was because he thought to himself, no, I have something bigger for you.
Yeah.
Think about it. Sharks.
Well, that was before this.
So, yeah.
I was just about to say, was this before or after that? But yeah, that was Mindhunters. You know what? We're going to end the month off with a movie that everybody loves, and it's a good way to kick off Black History Month. We're going to do the Disney classic. I said it, Disney classic, Cool Runnings. We'll see y'all
We got a
people next week.
bobsled team. Oh.
Oh.